What's up, everybody? This is Loop Community Reason Trainer Carlos Ramirez with a continuing tutorial on how to export your tracks in Reason and then bring them into Ableton Live or the DAW of your choice. So like I said in my last video, I love Reason, but the performance capabilities of Ableton are bar none awesome. So I typically like taking my tracks out of Reason, which is where my main composing tool, and then I'll dump them into Ableton for performance using an APC40 in my laptop. So that said, I have already done basically all the work, just because it will take quite a bit of time to go through it all. So I'm just going to tell you guys basically what I did. I bounced the tracks out of Reason and I sent them to a folder called, so it's here, parent folder, Reason to Ableton bounces. Got a lot of junk over there, but anyway, so have the tracks right here. Okay, very important. You want to make sure you have auto warp long samples under your preferences. If you're a Mac user, command comma. So auto warp long samples off. Okay. The reason being that is that if you have that on and you import tracks in, Ableton will do the thinking for you and potentially warp the tracks incorrectly. So you'll have tracks that are just kind of off time and you'll be like, man, what is going on? So for those that don't know, you turn auto warp long samples off. You open up a new audio track, or there will be a new audio track open on a new Ableton Live session. Select all, and then bring your audio file into the track. To create new tracks for all the other audio files, you'll hit command. Okay, you'll see right there. See how I did that? Command will create other audio tracks for those WAV files. So we'll close this. So I've already done that, okay? And like I've said in another tutorial, you got to make sure that you label everything. So all the names of the files are right here, but I also labeled it right here. It's just good habit, and for organization purposes. I'm not sure how Ableton does it, but I know Pro Tools, if you record your audio files, and Logic may do this too, but if you record your audio files without naming the tracks, it will in fact name your audio files audio 1, audio 2, audio 3, etc. You know, the computer doesn't recognize if you're trying to record a guitar or drums or whatever. It just gives you a default name. So you want to keep yourself organized. You don't want to confuse yourself just in case you might have to look for those files down the road. Good habit. So this song is pretty unconventional. There's not really like a verse chorus type thing. So I got intro. So what I did was, if you are on a Mac, I'm not sure what it is PC, but if you hover over with your speaker icon, you hit Control, click, add locator, right? So I've basically added locators all throughout the song. As you can see, I named them different things, and since it's not verse, chorus, etc., I call them movements, which they are. And right here, got to crescendo, crescendo A, which is different than crescendo B, which is part 2 of the crescendo. So I basically, those are the arrangements. What I did too was select all, and then warp, high Q, and I selected Complex Pro. It's just the best quality. I can get into what the different algorithms are at a later date, but for now we'll leave it at that. Cool. So then what we do is we literally click and drag on any given movement, which will end up being a scene in Ableton. Okay. Click and drag that movement, that scene, the potential scene, and bring it into an empty scene. And there you have it. You have a brand new scene. Okay. So also went through all of these. I don't know if there's a global loop, but I went over all of these and just Command L'd it, which is a little time consuming. If you guys know what that is globally, hit me up, let me know. So another thing that I saw people doing this, and I thought, why are they doing that? But it made sense, only because a lot of times when you're on the fly, especially like a dynamic song like this, I mean, it's got a beat, you know. You know, I would see people like throw the fader up to the very top of his travel. And it made sense, just because when you're doing a set and you gotta throw faders up real quick, you don't want to be clipping or anything like that. So what I'll do is I'll Command L and go into the individual. So you'll see a global, what's going on globally right here. And you'll drop. And basically what I have now is the track. It won't clip. I've dropped everything down in dB, so you'll see it's not even clipping right here. So yeah, it just made sense. At first I didn't understand why people were doing that, but totally makes sense. You want to be careful too. I forgot to mention this in the last video, but if you have automation on things like mutes, cuts, filter sweeps, etc., you probably don't want to print your or bounce your tracks out with that automation intact. You'll want to take that out, because during a performance you'll want to do that real time. So you know, the song is completely intact without automation. No mutes, no cuts, etc. There are actually a couple of things, like right here you'll see I cut out the drums, but I left that. I mean, that's what the arrangement was, but in general you won't want to do that. So as you can see on the master output, I have, or the master track, you have which is your master output representative, I got beat repeat, which I do beat repeat in the actual finished song. Got a filter, a high cut filter, or low pass filter, and 8-bit. I did some beat repeat on the original track. I don't really remember what else I did, but I do have for my 8-bit, I actually have effects 1 delay. Now this is a printed audio track, and as you can see I only did it right here, but you know what, I'll probably mute that. And what I did was I brought in an analog tape delay, and I'll be using that as my send A, right? I probably won't have a send B, well, maybe, but anyway, I got that. The only other thing that I can think of right now that you want to do is you want to put a limiter on your master track. Okay? Boom. The thing is, you don't want to go to any venue and then have them be like, man, you're going to blow us up. You don't want to blow anybody's gear up. So, yeah, you'll throw a limiter on that. And it'll squash your material so it doesn't, blow anybody's speakers out. So, essentially, that's how you'll run it. And I mean, this works for anything, whether it's, you're using APC 40, APC 20, MPD 32, QNEO, a push probably. I mean, anything essentially, Novation Launchpad, anything that you want to use during a live set. This is kind of a basic structure of how you want to map things out. There are so many different ways that you can do it. One last thing I wanted to mention. I'll do the original track up here. I'll leave that up there because time comes to record your performance, it'll erase all of this out of your arrangement. So I'll do that. I'll also leave space in between some of the movements. And for this particular song, I won't set the tempo. I'll leave it at 76 because who knows, I might want to bring it up, I might want to bring it down. Also right here, as you can see, I have put everything on a crossfader side A, except for square 2 I put to B. And reason being is during a performance, so let you guys hear it. Did it do it? No. I got it on the wrong one. Okay, so A, B. Now let's do it. So, you'll want to do, you'll want to be creative with it. So, I'll cut everything out with a crossfader on a certain part of the track. So I'll slide to B. So anyway, just little tips and tricks, etc. Cool. Hope this has been helpful. Next, I'll probably be mapping this out in the APC 40 and kind of show you guys how I do this real time. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Carlos Ramirez signing off for Loop Community.